Greetings and salutations, Tube Dwellers. I'm your host, the Madbag, and we return to Dota 2! I'm going to do the second tutorial mission, but before we do that, completing the first tutorial mission, I didn't realize this before, actually unlocked a bit of lore about the world of Dota, about the world of Defense of the Ancients. It has opened the first section of the Achronicus. This I believe to be a tale of how the world of Dota came to be. I'm going to read through this to begin with, and I believe the next section will unlock after this tutorial, and I think I'm going to go ahead and read through that section at the end of the video. So skip ahead a couple minutes if you have no interest in the lore, and we'll get to the tutorial in just a second. Achronicus. Upon these hallowed pages are writ the last remnants of a once great body of knowledge, copied and recopied by generations of scribes, translated by scholars and encrypted by mages. The chronicles found herein compile the lost histories of the contested lands, its rulers and guardians, higher learning and ancient magics. The texts draw from many cultures across many ages, enshrining for all time those fragmented recounts of scholars long dead, and hidden truths more powerful than any sword or spell. Sealed now with an encryption spell, only worthy eyes may read the book, and by deed alone reveal the truth, and only with the blood of heroes shall new pages be written. The Mad Moon and the Ancients. When a world was still a cooling blob, it captured an eerie companion, a glowing crystalline sphere that came to be known in lore as the Mad Moon. This small orb was full of violent radiance, a visual reminder of conflict in the heavens, bright enough to compete with the sun in daylight. But the Mad Moon was no inert rock. It was more truly a prison in which two warring ancient intelligences had been captured and flung into exile aeons before. Once the vast primordials that underlay creation had tired of their endless strife, the punishment for these ancients was to be locked together in one form, forever falling through infinity, and thus it went until our unfortunate world captured that wanderer. For ages, primitive societies rose and fell beneath its weird glare. Creatures of varying intelligence and sophistication gazed up in wonder and curiosity to whatever extent their sentience allowed. Meanwhile, orbital stress and tidal forces allowed the Mad Moon's inhabitants to begin to exploit what were at first the slightest of weaknesses. As they set to work prying open their prison, the cracks spread slowly, from the tiniest fractures, until at last there were millions of fissures, vast and aglow with weird energies. On one apocalyptic night, the moon finally shattered, torn apart from within. Most of the moon stuff was flung into space, or consumed as it hit the atmosphere. A few rare fragments fell to Earth, either as fused molten lumps or as jagged crystals. The shards lay where they had fallen, and gradually the land around them recovered. As the survivors of the prehistoric cataclysm recuperated, flourished, and developed civilizations, the Mad Moon became less a memory than a dream, with the night of its destruction woven into their myths. Crazy picture of it being fractured. The fallen shards of primal matter had fractured into their original composites, radiant and dire. In its pure form, each type of stone gave off a peculiar energy. For those who settled around the sites, they found themselves feeding on this unearthly power until they had not only harnessed the energy, but made themselves dependent on it. They built shrines around the ancients, and revered them, ironically, as godlike entities that had fallen to earth. The ancients, both radiant and dire, provided many benefits: kinetic energy, mana, protection, even resurrection. But the emanations changed everything in their influence. Around the radiant, the effects were bright and colorful, evoking lightness and charm. Around the dire, a sinister radioactive glow, a visual seepage indicative of poison and decay. Neither force was neutral. They were both perfect complements and total contradictions that could never be at peace. As each stone's cultural influence spread, it eventually came in conflict with the societies of its rival. Interference between the ancients was cause for war, as the presence of one caused a corresponding fall-off in the energy of the other. Each stone could only be restored to full power with the destruction of its foe stone, and so the enthralled creatures rallied to protect their land by destroying the neighboring ancient, and from far and wide the heroes heard the call to battle and came to join, hardly realizing that in some sense both sides were the same. This ends the first section, the section of the Mad Moon and the Ancients. The second section would begin here, but it has not yet been unlocked. As you can see, runestones mark its content. Even a third section. Again, not yet unlocked. We'll see them in time, though. Without further ado, let's jump into the tutorial. Sharpeye the Sniper, Tutorial Mechanics 2. This tutorial will introduce you to ranged combat, abilities, specifically area of effect abilities, the minimap, towers, couriers in the stash, and the teleportation scroll. A small form moves quietly along the trail, weapon in hand. Among the keen folk, he is a legend, the greatest shootist there's ever been. But it will take more than a sharp eye to survive the coming battle, and this sniper from the Highlands has much to learn if he's to fulfill his destiny.
Sniper here. Time for target practice.
Sniper, I found you. The base has come under attack, and we need your help. Tidehunter is spotted with some creeps trying to wear down our defenses, says defeat the Tidehunter. Over here, Sniper. So again, we're going to use the lessons that they gave us in the first episode. Oh, wow, that's kind of interesting that there's more space back there. I think an RPG in this engine would be amazing. Oh, you're a bit low on health. What have you been up to? Here, take these tangos. I've got extras. You can use tangos to restore some of your health. Hit Z and then left click on a tree. So whenever you use a tango, it always requires a tree, and it always takes down the tree. It's going to give me a little buff that increases my hit point regeneration for a while. Using a tango will increase the rate at which your health is restored for a short period. Let's go! Remember, your ranged weapon allows you to take cover behind your creeps and do damage from a safe distance.
Gold for lead.
There's probably more where he came from. Explore a bit and see if you turn up more enemy creeps. The more you fight, the more experience you'll earn to reach level 2. Interesting that I don't have an ability yet. I am level 1, but they did not start me out with an ability. That's a rough situation. Oh boy. Oh man, the creeps are coming. I need help. Alright, I'm going to sit here and auto attack just to make this go by a little bit quicker. But of course, I'm going to stop when we get close. Oh, and I missed the last hit. I'm going to stop when we get close. And try to ensure that a last hit is gotten. There's a couple of different ways you can keep yourself from auto-attacking. There are options in the, there is an option in the options menu that allows you to turn off auto-attacking so that you can just sit over here and you'll notice that my guy is not attacking. I've got auto-attacking turned off right now. You can also use stop. See if I'm right-clicking, but I'm also hitting S to stop. My guy should never fire. Okay, they're telling me to use shrapnel, so I'm going to go ahead and fire it off. You can also give yourself move commands. If you're giving move commands, just a regular right-click on the terrain. If you're walking around with a move command, then you don't have time to stop and shoot. Important to use one of those methods to ensure that, that you stop your auto-attacks and just get the last one to take that last hit. So shrapnel's an AoE. I think I missed a couple of those tips, but I think that's okay. Over here, we need help defending the tower. Tidehunter is there, and he's brought too many for us to hold off. Here's a map with the tower location. Interesting, so they revealed some terrain up here. And sure enough, there the tower is. And apparently we have a barracks out in the middle of nowhere. There's even a fountain over there. This is starting to look quite Dota-like. The minimap contains a lot of useful information. Ah, crap. I'm missing tips. Terrible me. You'll have to forgive me. I actually have not played this tutorial mission, so this is as new to me as it is to you. Oh god, the Tidehunter. Let's see if I can hit a big area here.
Of course.
Defend the tower. Now, it's good to get damage on the Tidehunter, sure, but I also really need to be getting these last hits. Oh man, it looks like the tower is disallowing some of them. Oh, got that one though. Oh, and now we've got the Tidehunter surrounded. If you were this Tidehunter hero, obviously you would not want to be under a tower while there was nothing else to tank. He's level 6? He's level 7. Christ almighty. He barely got out of that too. I'm going to have to use another tango. During the fray, you earned another level. Level up your headshot. This is going to give me a chance to stun and do bonus damage to enemies. If you find yourself under attack, try moving behind your creeps. Let them keep you safe. Yep, want to stay behind that creep wave. Want to pay attention to creep wave equilibrium, so that I know when they're pushing, I can back off before my last creep goes down. Oh!
Let's have a go at it.
Let's see. I actually would love to get another level in headshot. Having that passive bonus, I think, is going to be the most useful ability. And I'm going to try not to spam my mana out. If you were to play the sniper in multiplayer, I would not advise getting this shrapnel early. It's great against towers, actually, because it does do damage to towers, so you can hit an enemy tower with it. from out of range, and the AoE will sit there and continue to do damage, even when
Yes.
you're not at the tower anymore, even when your mob wave has died.
A new trajectory.
Wow, that was close. Thanks, Sniper. Tidehunter was giving us a tough time, but it looks like he was low on health, and you scared him off. Yeah, you used
My
a TP to
spotter
run.
guides me.
Good thing we had this tower helping to defend against the enemy. Towers are important to the defenses in the area. If today's been any indication, there's likely more creeps around. We earned a bit of gold off those creeps. Did you know you can buy items when not at a shop? When purchased, they'll be held for you in your stash, so you can pick them up later. Open the shop with F4 and buy some boots of speed. There the stash is. Oh, what? Come on, that tip went away immediately.
Run and gun.
The tip was probably go to the stash to pick it up. While we're at it, a little more armor would be good, so why not buy a ring of protection? Armor reduces damage from enemy attacks. The base isn't far from here. Let's retrieve your items. I
Yes.
think I'm already heading in the right direction. Yeah, sure enough. We've got a melee and ranged barracks.
Of
Got some
course.
other random structures. Ah, welcome back, Sniper. I have a couple items set aside for you here in your stash. Whenever you're inside the base, you can pick up your items. Hit the grab all button on the stash to transfer the boots to your inventory. So in every match, there's a fountain like this. If you're on the dire side, it looks a little bit different. Instead of being in the bottom left, it'll be in the top right. But there's always a shop next to it, and you always have a stash. This is the location of your stash.
Of course.
Anytime you're around the fountain, you can get things out of your stash. And anytime there's nothing in your stash, it won't show.
Ah,
While you're here, pick up a courier as well. Couriers are great for bringing items to you while in the field, but more on that later. Purchase a courier to continue. My god, I've got so much gold. The courier is like a salve. It is an active item that you have to use. It has to be deployed. There's my courier. It looked like Tidehunter was low on health. Perhaps there's a way you can fend him off once and for all. Maybe.
spot on.
Low health, your ultimate ability, Assassinate, is perfect as it does a lot of damage. Heroes learn their ultimate ability at level 6. We'll need more experience, though. Lead the way northeast. Better leave the courier here. We don't need the little guy just yet. I could actually buy a lot more stuff. They're not going to let me, though, are they? Got a lot of gold, but nothing else is unlocked. So, let's just follow orders.
This will
Northeast,
take.
he said. That's going to be this way. Of course, looking at my mini-map, I should be able to tell that, that's kind of cool. And I can't go any further left there. Where's this next tip at? Here we go. Hey, Sniper, I spotted something across the bridge. I'm just going to poke my head up here real fast. I just want to see. Oh, I guess I can't. There we go. Oh, my.
Eat less.
My, that AoE radius is huge.
Snipe hunt.
Oh, my headshots. Oh, it's almost enough. Oh,
Trick shot.
you dirty little bugger. I bet I can't kill him. I still want to try, though. Oh,
Shrapnel.
Tidehunter got away. He was out of range of your normal attacks, but your ultimate ability has much longer range. We'll need more experience. Oh, this way.
Sure is shooting.
Over here. What is this, another shop? There's a secret shop over there. Let's check it out. Huh. Can I go through these trees? Do I have to tango through? Nope. I can walk right through. Oh, a customer. The secret shop stocks items you can't buy at the base. Why not try upgrading your boots of speed to arcane boots? To do so, you'll need an energy booster. By no means is this a good item for the sniper. This is silly. Just like that, you've crafted yourself arcane boots by combining the two items. While not always the perfect item for every hero, right now, these look good on you. Arcane boots are an active item. Try it out now by pressing X. I'm actually going to move the boots so that it's on space. I like keeping my boots on the space bar. We should press on and find more places to earn experience. So, getting some arcane boots, this isn't a good item for the sniper, but it will allow me to basically spam my shrapnel. I should be able to use it as much as I want. And actually that, I used a little far back. I should have used it a little further up, because they're not in it at this point.
As you say.
Spotted more here! Try shooting them once to get their attention and pull them towards your creeps by
Yes?
running back here. Allow your creeps to help take them out. What a good idea. We're just going to pop one, then we're going to take off. The creeps will engage. Now we can shrapnel on them and get things going. Nice, my shrapnel actually got me both of those last hits. It's kind of dangerous. I wasn't looking for the
Yes.
last hits myself. Wow, I just really love all the little models they've made custom for this tutorial. their environment here. It looks like an updated Warcraft 3 engine, and that just excites me. The possibility of like user-created RPG content. Oh, that would be so awesome in Dota. All that gold! Time for upgrades. Let's upgrade your ring to a Ring of Basilius. Open the shop with F4 and purchase the Sage's Mask. So some items will combine pretty easily, no recipe required. Remember our courier? We can use him to retrieve items from the stash and bring them to us here. That way we don't need to return to the base every time we buy something. Click the Deliver Items button in the bottom right to continue. So that will make him automatically grab my items and bring them to me. The courier is off. The mask was automatically transferred onto the courier and is on its way here. You can check on the status of the courier by looking on the minimap to see where he is. You can see this little donkey icon. We can even click to go over there. You'll see he's got my item, and he's actually been given a queue of orders. He picked the item up, he's going to bring it to me, and then he will go back to the fountain all by himself. I'm not going to give him any commands. I'll even set on my sniper, and there you see him doing his full round. Nice! The Sage's Mask combined with your Ring of Protection to create a Ring of Basilius. This item can boost the armor of allied creeps. For now, let's turn it off. Hit X to toggle the aura. The ring's aura no longer affects friendly creeps, but it still provides a bonus to you. Time to find a few more creeps and earn that experience to reach level 6. So right now in this tutorial, I don't think we actually want it off. I'm going to turn it back on. You can see the animation. A lot of times in the early game, this is an early game item. If you get a Ring of Basilius really early on in a match, you don't necessarily want to give armor to your allied creeps because it's going to make your lane push their lane, and it's going to make your lane get up under the tower. Really early on, the towers are dangerous. You don't really want to fight under the towers. Ooh, I got level 6, and I got my ultimate.
Yeah.
That rock slide blocked our way back. Suspicious. We're not completely stranded, though. We can teleport out of here. To do that, we'll need to upgrade the courier to a flying courier. So let's upgrade it. Boom. Now you need a town portal scroll from the shop. I'm just going to buy it from right there. Now you have to deliver it. I'm going to hit the delivery button. I'm also going to hit the speed. With the courier on its way, there's something you need to know about teleporting. Town Portal Scroll is a channeled spell, so you need to stand still while using it. If you move, it will cancel the cast. Not only move, if you give your if you give your hero any command at all while channeling any kind of channel spell, it will cancel the channel. You can teleport to any building, but we should head to the tower outside the base where we last saw Tidehunter. I'm going to use it via the minimap. I can see the icon for the tower. So I'm going to hit C to use my town portal. And then bam, click on the tower. You're going to see me teleport. I'm going to hold on to my portrait so we see when I zip over.
My spotter directs.
Huh. I heard the sound that sounded like another tip. Oh, the bird. Nice.
Of course.
Over here! I see you, buddy. Oh, nice. They pinged it for me. Hopefully Tidehunter is still lurking about. Follow me to where we last spotted him. And perhaps we can still get the jump on him. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Why would he still be here, though?
Gunpowder justice.
Time to get to work. Assassinate!
Act for death.
Blick 'em!
With the fishes.
Thanks for standing still.
Pow!
Sneaker.
Nicely done. He won't be bothering us for a while. This spell has ridiculous range, too. What is it, 2,000? Yeah, you can see it here. My hero's right there, and it was going all the way out. Is that the end of the tutorial? I think so. Congratulations, Sniper! You are a true marksman. Long will your name be remembered. And I got another Achronicus page. Sweet!
Two teams face each other across a vast battlefield. The teams, called Radiant and Dire, are each made up of 5 players. Whichever team is able to destroy the opposing team's ancient will claim victory. Across the battlefield are scattered a number of important locations, from monster-infested jungles to the river, which divides the team's starting territories. As the match begins, each player chooses a hero from a diverse roster and then spends their starting gold on a handful of inexpensive items.
Are they going to show us an example of some inventory?
Within each base are 3 sets of barracks, where uncontrollable units, called creeps, march forth. These creeps progress down one of the 3 lanes toward the enemy base. Each lane is protected by 3 defensive towers, which will attack advancing creeps or heroes. In the early stages of battle, heroes have yet to gather their strength and may wish to travel with their creeps for protection from enemy creeps and other forces. As the battle continues, heroes kill enemy creeps and enemy heroes to gain gold and experience. This will allow them to gain power and begin assaulting the enemy team's outer defensive towers.
Dragon Knight, get back. You're taking too much hit from the creeps. Oh, here we go. Creep equilibrium in favor of Dragon Knight and the Sniper, and they're diving for it. Oh, Sniper with the assassination. Razor goes down. Oh, and the Dragon Knight with the stun. Drow dies as well. Ah, that shrapnel's perfectly positioned. It's just hitting the tower, but still also hitting all the creeps that were in battle there. Dragon Knight's getting some mana off a Clarity Potion. And the tower goes down. Interesting little demonstration. Aw, rune.
The river is the source of runes. Runes provide temporary but powerful bonuses.
That was a double damage.
Heroes may sometimes find it safer to attack neutral creeps in the jungles, or they may gather to assault the mighty Roshan in his lair, hoping to harvest his resurrecting Aegis of Immortality. In time, a team will become powerful enough to advance their forces into the enemy base, where they may destroy the enemy barracks to grant themselves mega creeps in that lane.
Juggernaut's sword is glitched. You can't see his sword.
Once they have breached the enemy's inner defenses, the team must attack and destroy the Ancient to claim victory.
The cask! Witch Doctor putting the stun down. It doesn't matter though, their team's getting wiped. Especially with the Jug Omni Slash ulti in there. Obviously, this demonstration was sped up quite a bit from reality in a number of ways. You are a true spectator. Long will you be remembered in yet another Achronicus page. And we have opened another tutorial. Sharpeye versus Mogul Khan. The lane introduction. Interesting. That'll be kind of cool. Oh, nice. The overview. I could actually go rewatch just it. That's cool. Let's check out this this next section. It said a page, actually. I wonder if it's just going to unlock one page at a time. So here's the new territory. Chronicle of Thesos, a folk of the Keens. A rumor some days ago reached the high bell of two strange beasts felled at the edge of the Grainstock lands. Either by disease or sword, the stories varied, but always it was spoken of two dragons, dark blue in color and very much dead. I set out immediately from my father's hold and found their scaly bodies charred on the property of a grain farmer 3 days' travel along the ridge road. One great, one small, the dragons lay where they died, surrounded by footprints of a much larger beast whose marks on the soil were large enough for a full-grown keen to lie down in. And so I did. Imagining the impossible scale of the animal in whose track I lay, a grand dragon true, like the stories of old, and like some say still live in the southerly wastes. The tracks crossed the land for some distance, and ended where the beast took flight at the edge of a field. So not by blade or pathosis had these young dragons met their end, but from an attack by one of their own kind. With the good faith of my father's name, and a promise of immediate removal, I was able to purchase the rotting corpse of the lesser of the two dead dragons. The specimen being nowhere near to full grown, I was able to drag it behind my trusty Zonki for several hours to my father's lands. Several days of disarticulation and boiling commenced, followed by a full night's immurement in wax, until at last the entire skeleton was laid out before me in the great hall, available for study. So apparently it was quite a tiny dragon. You see the size of a man, just barely over. size of an elephant or so. Here I draw my observations with careful ink, noting the shape and size of every bone. The structure of the wing surprised me, as did the curious architecture of the shoulder. The bones themselves, though very strong, were much lighter than I had expected, more like the bones of a bird than a creature of scales and teeth. Most unexpected of all was the remnants of an old shield found in the beast's insides, but this one carried a most unusual form of gullet iron, and on it the mark of an ancient order seen only rarely in these parts today, a dragon crest and the seal of the scaled knights of Euthorion. Woe to the knight who carried. That looks like the Dragon Knight shield. And back to unknown pages. Okay, so that's all I was able to unlock. Well, there you have it. Tutorial number 2. We will continue with number 3 in the next episode. So thank you all for watching, and please stay tuned for more. See you later.